What's good, my people? Welcome into Buckets, Action Network's NBA betting podcast. We're in the workshop presented by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. You know where to find everybody. Go download the Action Network app. Tons of articles, tons of daily plays for you guys. Don't miss out on all the info. I am Sean Little. I'm with two of the sharpest guys out there, AC Albert Wynn, Analytics Capper. AC, what's going on?
What's good, man? I hope you enjoy the Knicks game tonight. I'm looking forward to talking some hoops with y'all.
Yeah, it was electric in the Garden. It was a tough loss, but it was fun. And of course, J Money is Money, aka Mr. Smack City, aka NBA Talk with Jay. J Money is Money. What's going on?
Everything going well, man. Ready to start up this season, man. Get some winners with you guys.
Yeah, man. This is the Thursday edition of Buckets. This is going to be your crew on Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to have some winners for you every single week. Let's look at the slate, fellas. Only 2 games. 76ers are in Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. Number opened at -5, now sits at -5.5 at BetMGM. At BetMGM, there's some 6s out there in the market as well. Now, the game with the movement. Suns are in LA to take on the Lakers. Opened at -1.5 with the Lakers coming off the loss. It has now moved to -5.5. A couple big names on the doubtful list, including Devin Booker. He has not been ruled out yet. Let's jump right into it. We're going to give our best bets. Then we'll all jump into a cap and we'll get you guys out of here. AC, what are you looking at Thursday edition of Buckets?
Yep, I'm zeroing in on that second game you mentioned. Phoenix traveling to LA. Phoenix coming off a really nice win, right, in Golden State without Bradley Beal. I like the Lakers first half. Correlated with that bet, I also like Rui Hachimura to get a lot of playing time. So I like the over 3.5 rebounds.
J Money is Money. What are you looking at for the Thursday slate?
I'm liking the Lakers in the first quarter here, -1.5.
All right, and I'm going to go with a player prop. Tyrese Maxey over 21.5 points in the Sixers-Bucks game. I like that spot. Let's get the cap. I'm going to come to you first, AC. We all 3 of us learned a little lesson on opening night. We were all had some money on the Lakers. That didn't work out, but you're going right back to them. Tell me why.
Yeah, I think this is a great bounce back spot, not only for the team, for Anthony Davis. I think Phoenix coming off a really nice win on opening night. They're traveling to LA. Everybody talks about that LA nightlife, but it's more than that. From a handicapping perspective, it's just a great bounce back spot. So instead of touching the game, because there has been a lot of movement, I love Jay's first quarter read. I'm also going to be the first half read. So I don't want to deal with end of game execution. I don't want to deal with free throw shooting. I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want to have the Lakers come out dominant early and often, and I like that for them to cover in the first half. And again, it's correlated. If they cover in the first half and hopefully it's a double-digit lead in the third and fourth quarter, I see Rui playing a lot, resting LeBron James, which gives me a lot of opportunity to grab rebounds. So give me the Rui over rebounds as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot. They're right back in the fryer. Anthony Davis and the gang are right back on national TV. They're going to be another highlighted squad because they're going to be the only team playing at the time. That always makes it a little more interesting with a little heightened attention on the spotlight. Rui is active. Just offensively, they looked a little out of whack. I like the over on the rebounds prop because he is active. He has that want to, and that's what you need when you're looking at rebound props and guys that play defense. He's going to be out there hustling. I like that spot. J Money is Money. Talk to me. Smack City. NBA Talk with Jay. Why do you like the Lakers in the first quarter, only giving yourself 12 minutes? Not a lot of room for error there for the Lakers coming out here, already 0-1 on the year.
Yeah, why you have to say it like this, Sean? But I did really well. I did really well with first quarters last year on the show. I also agree with AC's play as well. I was going back and forth between the first quarter or first half. Not a ton of stats right now. This is early season. This is a really small play for me as well. But it's one of those things that's just going off field. I feel like the Lakers bounce back here after a horrible game versus the Denver Nuggets. And I'd like to ride with the home team here in their home opener with the energy, knowing that they need to bounce back. AD didn't score a single point in the second second half of the game. I'm expecting a major bounce back from him. We know that LeBron is not playing more than 30 minutes as well. And also with the Suns having a ton of new guys over here, I'm expecting a little bit of it's going to take a little bit of time for these guys to get on the right page. Coming off a huge win, saw these guys working out after a game. Something tells me they come out a little bit slow in this one. And like I said, on the other end, I feel like the Lakers really want to come out in games that they play really well. They start the first quarter off well. So give me the Lakers here, -1.5. Also like AC's play in the first half as well.
Yeah, Jay, you know I wasn't coming at you on the first quarter.
No,
you did cook on the first quarter last year all season long. It gets a little spooky sometimes if you come out flat for a few minutes. Next thing you know, you look up and you're trying to scratch and claw back with a couple minutes. But I do like that spot. I do think they show up. Because if we're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns for a second, color me shocked that a team with no point guard and anybody that really wants to handle the rock turns it over 19 times to open the season and absolutely gets bailed out down the stretch by Devin Booker and a couple other people. So Josh Okogie played out of his mind. He played extremely well. So the fact that they don't have a guy that wants to handle the rock and now Booker is doubtful and the Lakers are coming off a loss. I think this is a really interesting spot. I was actually going to look at the Lakers -1.5 if Book and the rest of those guys were going to play. I thought that was a good spot. Now that it's at 6, the first quarter, first half is definitely a better look. Overall, I'm going to go to a player prop for me. Tyrese Maxey over 21.5 points in this Milwaukee Bucks Philadelphia 76er game. I almost went +6 on the Sixers. I do lean that way as well. But the last 3 games Tyrese Maxey has played against the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're recent. This is 2023, April. He was putting up big numbers, and two of the last 3 are on the road. Last 3 games versus the Milwaukee Bucks from Tyrese Maxey: 29 points, 26 points, 24 points. One of those back in November, it was at home, but he scored 24 points in 21 minutes. Other 2 games were on the road. He's averaging right around 27.5 points per game in those tilts. I'm massively high, maybe too high on Tyrese Maxey coming into the season here with this whole James Harden situation. I am glad they said, nah, man. Of course, well, we knew James was going to show up to get the game checks, right? Like that was never, ever not going to happen. James was always going to come to get the game checks. I applaud Philly and them saying, hey, stay home. We don't want you traveling with the squad. That's fine. I think Tyrese Maxey is going to be out here absolutely balling. And I have a question on who's going to check Tyrese Maxey on this old Milwaukee Bucks squad. J. Rue, Drew Holiday's not there anymore. Chris Middleton can't check Tyrese Maxey at this point in time in his career. The more times than not, Maxey's getting out in transition and scoring buckets. He's not going to be stuck in the half court too much and have to get in the paint and deal with Lopez down there. He knocks down jump shots. I love Tyrese Maxey. I love this spot for him to open up. And I think there's going to be a lot of confusion on a lot of different things for Milwaukee coming out here with a lot of new players, a lot of new guys that they're going to have to get acclimated. We saw how Giannis and, of course, Dame Lillard. I just blanked on Dame, but Dame Lillard is going to have to get acclimated out there as well. I think this is a good spot for Maxey to calm the guys and let everybody know, hey, we don't got to worry about James Harden being in the mix. I'm going to go for 25 plus here nightly, potentially, for Tyrese Maxey. I like that over spot, and I also do lean Sixers +6, but the official is Tyrese Maxey over 21.5 points. I still see some 115s out in the market as well. Anything else, fellas, before we get out of here? I had something I wrote in my notebook. I've been doing this little thing, calling it the notebook, and I wrote down, Jay Money, I'm going to come to you on this. LeBron doesn't get angry enough at AD. He kind of lets AD lollygag when he does and do whatever he wants. It never seems like he gets in AD's face. Is that, in your opinion, one of those things where he knows AD's not going to respond to that well, so he's trying to figure out a way to address some of the issues? Because for multiple years now, going back to when they added Russell Westbrook, LeBron has clearly been looking for a roster that can carry the offensive load. He's been looking for multiple years now. And when he gets in a spot where he essentially looks up and looks around, like, all right, no one's going to score, so I guess I'm going to have to score 27 a night. 27 and a half a night. Last year for LeBron James was his second highest points per game average his entire career. Last year in year 20. Jay, what do you make of the disappearing act with AD in game one, and how LeBron seems to, obviously we're not behind the scenes, but something's got to give in that spot.
Honestly, I don't have a ton of input on it. But we do know that Anthony Davis is like Jekyll and Hyde. He'll have a bad game and then he'll have a good game. So honestly, I would possibly look towards his points prop or points and rebounds for this game too. And they're opening up at the house. Like I said, he didn't score a single point for the second half in Denver there. But honestly, with the relationship with those two guys, I could care less, to be honest with you. Most of the time, the final score is the only thing that matters to me. But I just wanted to say about the Maxey prop. It's a really good look. That's a really good question as well to say who's going to check him. It's not Dame Lillard. I do not trust Dame Lillard defensively. He's going to have to show me some. As great as he is offensively, I feel like I can go and get a bucket versus Dame Lillard. So huge downgrade in defensive at the point guard, in my opinion, but it is a little bit of an upgrade at offensively. But that's a great look there looking at Tyrese Maxey points. I think they're going to come out and try to make a statement that they don't really need Harden after all.
AC, any comments on a Maxey prop?
I like the Maxey look. The thing is, he's going to have to do a lot of his scoring from the perimeter. We know Brook Lopez and Giannis, they own the paint, especially defensively and especially defensive rebounding. So you're right. Tyrese is going to have to get out on the break. But then the issue is, if there's no James Harden, you also need Tyrese to actually set up the offense and dribble the ball up as well. So it's going to be a little bit of hit or miss, but Tyrese Maxey is one of those guys you mentioned already back in November. He can get 20 in 20 minutes, like easily. That's just 4 or 5 threes and he's there. On the LeBron, Anthony Davis thing, I fully agree with Jay. I mean, Anthony Davis, I don't know him personally. None of us do. We don't know what his personality is, whether he's soft, whether he can take criticism, things like that. But we know when he's checked out, right? Mentally, we can see it in his face. We can see it in his body language. So I think LeBron is a guy that doesn't want to mess with that. So he knows that Anthony Davis is a man himself. He's a professional himself. And if he can't score a point in the second half, that's not on LeBron James, right? That's on AD to step up and be the man. But I agree with you. I think it's a great spot. Jay, I thought it was a good spot to do an Anthony Davis prop as well. But I'm scared it might be a blowout, right? It might be a blowout, and I think the starters are going to be resting a ton in the second half.
All right, to recap, AC Analytics cappers on the Lakers first half, -3.5, and Rui Hachimura over 3.5 rebounds. J Money is money. First quarter, Lakers, -1.5 in the first frame. I am going with Tyrese Maxey over 21.5 points versus the Milwaukee Bucks. For Albert Wynn, for J Money is money, I am Sean Little. That's the Thursday edition of the Buckets podcast presented by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Let's go and make some money. We'll see y'all next time.